Hi everyone, Marissa Stone here with the Systems Lounge and host of the brand spanking new Women's Biz Systems podcast. And I want to welcome you today to the 2019 Premier International Women's Business Systems Virtual Summit Speaker Spotlight Series. This is your opportunity to get to know many of our speakers inside the summit that is coming up September 23rd through the 27th. And in this opportunity to get to know them, not only are you getting to learn from the best, but inside the summit, you actually get to learn from them while supporting women coming out of domestic violence. So if that is something that really is near and dear to your heart, like it is mine, you definitely are going to want to click on the link in the description and or the title of this video and make sure you grab your ticket. So get ready to skyrocket your income, multiply your productivity, and magnify your impact. Automagically. And inside today's speaker spotlight, I am chatting with Anna Lundberg. Anna, it is so great to have you here. Welcome.
Hi, Marissa. Great to talk to you again.
Definitely great to talk to you again. So one of the things that we were discussing as we were preparing for this event today was this idea of running your business with a brand new baby. Now, I know you and I really worked hard to make sure to get your interview and everything done, around baby coming, into the world. So talk with us a little bit about what it's been like now that baby's here.
Yeah, so first of all, it'll be fun for the audience to watch my interview because I have no idea what I said. I've been in such a blur the last few months. If I repeat myself or I say something completely different now, then I apologize. So that's already seeing sort of the before and after in the wrong order, as it were, will be interesting. So let me know if you have any insights there. But as you said, yeah, you very kindly organized the interview with me earlier on than the rest of them. And I've been sort of out of the loop quite a bit for the last few months. My daughter, Sophia, is now 4 months tomorrow. So it's still very, very fresh, but it has been absolutely incredible. I love her so much, as you can imagine. And it's obviously been life-changing. And as people say, I think it's sort of more amazing than you can ever imagine, but also much harder than you ever could have realized. The lack of sleep is a real interesting one that people always tell you about, but you don't realize what that means until you really have not slept. I think, there are ups and downs. So such an incredible experience, yeah, but very, very different. And the reason I guess why it's such an interesting topic, not just me sharing my personal news, but we talked, of course, about reimagining success. And I've been spouting this philosophy for the last few years of starting your own business, running your own business is the best way to get freedom, flexibility, fulfillment. And I've always said, from a theoretical perspective, being a naive single person, that it's ideal for managing a young family. And I even, when I was on maternity leave, I was, when I was pregnant, I should say, I was also starting some blog posts and podcasts around running your business with a baby. And this was all, again, very much theoretical. So I had a lot of thoughts on setting up your business ahead of time, long term, if you think you might want to have children, and how to really prepare for that, how to prepare for going on maternity leave, and then how to run it as you actually have a child. So now I've had to, and I'm beginning to actually experience the practice of that. So it's really fascinating and a good test of my philosophy.
Yeah. And how's that working out for you?
It's very early days, so I don't want to, jinx things, but, I'm here talking to you, which is already great. It's only 4 months. Honestly, and again, I apologize, I don't remember exactly what I said when I spoke to you, but what I did was I did walk the talk. I did exactly what I advised people to do, which was, first of all, I've set the business up with systems and things to begin with, so I could have that freedom and flexibility. But secondly, I really planned. So my chalkboard here, I had the content for most of the months when I was off. I pre-recorded podcasts, blog posts, videos, and my ambition was to do 3 months. I think I managed about 6 to 8 weeks, which wasn't quite, but still it was a very good chunk of time. And then I had the amazing Cara on my team who I'd really onboarded over the previous months.
Yeah. And
so I knew she was scheduling things, replying to people and so on.
And I think it's really important that, this concept of reimagining success in order to be able to plan around a family, in your case, a new family member, but to plan around family in general, because it doesn't matter whether it is a new baby coming into your life, elderly parents that you're caring for, children who are in school, a sick child perhaps, or even on the flip side of that, a gifted child who needs extra attention. There's so much involved with raising our families and running our business. And I feel like those things kind of are parallel experiences, right? When we're running a business, especially in the early days, it's the same as birthing a child. You are building this entity and you are putting it out here for the world to, to see. And, it's one of those things that one of the things I loved about your conversation with regard to reimagining success is it really makes us think, wait a minute, what's most important to me? And what's most important to me is being able to take care of my family, being able to, obviously in your case, be there for that new baby because the baby's not going to wait, and being able to be there for my business when I want to. And so I love that you shared, I know you're kind of still in that new mommy fog, but the things that you shared inside the summit were phenomenal with regard to helping us to understand that there is a way to plan around this. You mentioned systems, you mentioned, pre-scheduling and recording and doing your thing to get everything set up in advance of the thing is going to be the game changer in your life. So I love, love, love that. And I'd like to revisit kind of this concept for just a moment of, when I first came to you and started talking to you, it was kind of an aha thing that I could redesign my business around my life, not vice versa. Can you talk with us for just a moment about that?
I'm so glad that was a big insight. It seems quite obvious. And, I talk about leaving the corporate world and starting your own business. Some people I know in this community have been incredible entrepreneurs since the beginning, so I applaud them. But, for those of us who come from a very different world, it seems that is the reason why we want to leave. We think, I want more time with my family and I want to work less. Maybe I want to make an impact. I want to have fulfilling work, but I want to do it on my own terms and so on. But somehow, as soon as we quit the job, as soon as you start working in the business, and I think this applies to everybody, we're into that hustle and we forget why we started in the first place. I've done this myself. And, it's so easy to just be hustling away and I've got to do this Facebook Live and I've got to do that podcast and blog post. And you forget, hang on a second, why am I doing this? What is actually important? And if the reason was to have that time with your family, then obviously that's counterproductive. You're then ending up every night doing your whatever the work is in the business. Yeah. I mean, there is a short-term phase of perhaps doing that when you're setting up because you need to get those systems in place and you need to get things off the ground. And there might be a bit of I'm launching right now, so I need loads of focus on the business. But ultimately, we need to be really, first of all, defining what success is for us. And by the way, success as a human being, as a business woman, as a mother, in my case, obviously, that's completely changed everything. And I need to look at what kind of mother I want to be, as well as what kind of business owner, partner, daughter, sister, all these other roles I have in my life. So, I'm glad again, and I hope this is something that people really take a step back and think about. What are you actually working towards? Because you may achieve it and you may get there and realize, hang on, this isn't meaningful to me. I've created a successful business based on stress and hustle and no time with my family or whatever it might be. And then that's sort of the pointless, really. I mean, right. That's really taken away the whole purpose of why we were doing this in the first place. And it's not a one-off exercise. We need to do it again and again when things like having children or an illness or some very sad thing happens, as well as the positive things. But, on an ongoing basis, we really need to look again. And somebody pointed out to me today that we're nearing the end of a decade now. So not just the year, but a decade. So this is a good opportunity to look back on the last 10 years, if you want to, and think ahead to the next 10 years and think, wow, what could success look like for me in a decade's time? And that's incredibly exciting because 10 years is a long chunk of time that we can do almost anything we put our minds to. So I think that's a really exciting thought as well.
For sure. And I love, love, love that. Okay. So now if it's okay with you, I would like to invite you into the hot seat. The hot seat is where we ask you a ton of questions. I know everybody gets that look when I say this. We ask you a ton of questions about yourself that perhaps other people may not know, to give the audience an opportunity to get to know you a little better. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. I want to begin at the beginning by asking you the simple question of what is your favorite food?
Oh my goodness, you think that's a simple question? I don't even know what to say. I'm going to say, this is probably not the right answer. I'm going to say banana bread because I've made that like 5 or 6 times since I had Sophia, and that's become my go-to recipe that I know how to do. So banana bread, there you go.
Oh my gosh, I love banana bread. Toasted with a little bit of butter in the morning.
Oh yes, espresso butter. Mm.
Oh, to die for. Okay, what about your favorite beverage?
Water? Is that really boring? I've always been a really big water drinker. Yeah, me too. I've got my big bottle here. So.
I have mine right here.
Loser, but there you go.
That's right. How about your favorite season of the year?
Oh, spring, definitely.
Ah,
Yeah, it's because it's when it begins to get brighter. It's going in the right direction towards summer. It's not crazy hot. I'm a Northern European person. I'm not sort of so into the sweltering heat, but I love when the flowers start to come out and you begin to be able to leave your jacket at home, wear your sandals, and that's a really nice time of year.
nice. I love it. Okay, how about your favorite piece of technology?
Oh, I don't want to say my iPhone, but it's hard to not, have your iPhone. We are on it all the time. And now, I have my baby security camera on there. I've got WhatsApp on there, talking to my friends and family. So it's not just the sort of Facebook, Instagram business stuff. It is also a tool to be able to connect with my family. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Totally agree with that. Are you a morning or a night person? Or maybe we haven't quite decided right now.
I haven't quite decided. Right now, I'm a nothing person because I'm awake all night. No, actually, Sophia's sleeping relatively well. I'm still waking up quite a bit, but I think I would say a morning person generally. I wake up full of enthusiasm and energy. I think towards the evening, I'm getting a bit more sort of chilling out a bit and wanting just to veg in front of the TV.
Okay, cool. What about gold or silver?
Silver.
Ah, okay. Coffee or tea?
Oh, I did give up coffee when I was pregnant and when I've had, so that's what I'm going to go matcha tea. Is that okay? Sort of a very high caffeine tea.
Okay, all right, that works. How about chocolate or caramel?
Salted chocolate caramel. Is that right? You can't make these kinds of decisions. These are terrible life choices you're forcing me into.
You can say both. A couple of other people have said
we'll have to say both, but yeah, it's a tricky one. Chocolate with pieces of caramel in it would be my choice.
There you go. Okay, iOS or Android? Now, you said your iPhone earlier, so you're iOS?
Yes, I'm iOS. I'm bought into the whole ecosystem.
Okay, all right. What is one of those weird quirks most people don't know about you?
Oh, a quirk. Well, I don't know if it's a quirk about me, but I'm descended from 1600s witches who were burnt at the stake in Sweden, which I find quite interesting. So I think throughout the history, we've been very strong, I want to say intelligent women who had lots of skills. So that's quite an exciting fact.
Interesting. Very cool. Oh, I bet it's so much fun to just dive into your family history, isn't it?
Well, it's a horrible thing, but obviously they had children, I guess, before they were killed, and they were among the last of the witch trials, but it's quite a shocking thing. And it makes you realize how lucky we are to be born in this day and age. I think I'm out of my entire, ancestors. Obviously, I have incredible opportunities now, which you need to be grateful for as well.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay. What is a bucket list item you have not yet completed?
Well, I need to refer, I actually have a list of 100 things. I wrote a blog post 6 years ago, so I'll need to consult. There's about 73 things on there that I still haven't done. So there's a lot of travel on there. But I've done a lot, publishing a book. I wanted to fall in love. That was on there. I've done that. I'm not sure if I had having a baby on there, but now I can tick that one off as well. Yes. But I think, a lot of the travel, Victoria Falls and quite a few of those still on the list, I think, to travel. So maybe not right now with a newborn. So in due course, I'd love to do more travel again as well.
Wonderful. So if you have not yet looked at that, go check out that blog post and see what's on her bucket list.
Have a look. It's 100 things to do before you die. It's one of my most popular posts ever. And again, that's probably where my reimagining success concept came from, because I started out with that bucket list. It came from the film with Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
If anyone hasn't seen that, it's a really good film. And then you come up with your list of things to do before you die. So that's another thing to do, to think about what you want to do.
There you go. For sure. Okay, the last question I want to ask you is, what motivates you to show up for your audience and help them to reimagine success each and every day?
Oh, I love that question. I'm just so passionate about it, as hopefully you can tell. Because I've had this experience myself, and then over the years spoken to so many people, helped so many people, and seen that same frustration that I had, the sort of soul destroying feeling of being here, but you want to be there, and working yourself into the ground in a job that is all about PowerPoint presentations and Excel sheets and not making an impact, and into being able to be here with you, speak to these incredible people, just even speaking to people around the world, let alone actually trying to help them and so on. But it's such an incredible thing, and that's what gets me up in the morning, to be able to help other people not do what I have done, but ask the same types of questions, find their own personal answer, and then have the confidence and the tools to go out there and actually achieve that.
Yeah. And I love that you put it that way. I think everyone inside the summit has this innate kind of drive in them. You know, they've come across something that they've struggled with themselves. They've found a brilliant solution, and now they've turned that into a business and products and services that they're offering others. So I love, love, love that you bring that into the summit as well. One of the reasons that we chose you was because I wanted to stir up the way people are thinking about success and have them think a little bit differently about what they're in control of with regard to their level of success. So I love, love, love that. Guys, you definitely do not want to miss Anna's session. She is inside track 5. If you go to the link in the description or the title, scroll down to the agenda, you will see her name under track 5. And her session is called Reimagining Success. So if you've been struggling with this idea of hustling and the crazy stuff you're supposed to do all the time as a business owner, maybe it's time to think about reimagining what your success is really, truly going to look like. Anna, thank you so much for being here, letting us put you in the hot seat and hanging out with us for just a few moments.
Thank you so much, Marissa, and looking forward to seeing everyone in the summit.
Yes, guys, we will see you inside the summit, and we'll also see you in the next Speaker Spotlight. Bye, everyone.